Why chosen ones are always alone and broke. I know this has nothing to do with the video, but you guys seen that Coldplay concert? Like me personally, if that would have happened to me, I would have been like, "Kid, nigga, your mom probably cheated on your dad. You worried about me? At least I got money. You know what I'm saying? At least my kids taken care of. I don't know. Let's see what this video is about though.
If you feel alone, you struggle with money, and you are drawn to this episode, it might feel like just bad luck in your life. But what if I
Whoa.
told you
May this energy, may this reality never find me. I just want to say that first off because I'm not buying into this already.
that you will probably no longer have to deal with these things? And being broken alone has actually served you. When you learn the 4 reasons why this happens for the chosen ones, why many of them are broke and alone, then you will
It sounds bad every time she says it. Why you are broke and alone. It just sounds so bad. Oh my God.
Experience more abundance than you could have ever dreamed of. But before we get to those reasons, what is actually a chosen one? A chosen one is someone who feels called to a higher purpose. And it's not about being better than others. It's about carrying a soul mission that often feels different, intense, and sometimes lonely.
Isn't that everybody? So wouldn't that make everybody a chosen one? Because everybody has their own intense mission that is different from others. Now, whether people accept that or not is a different question, but don't we all have our own purpose and mission and goal that God gives us? Each blade of grass has its own purpose and a mission to fulfill, just like every bird, every tree, every ray of sunshine. So, I mean, I don't think like separated. I think that's probably why you are alone. So look, that's already the first reason broken down. The reason why chosen ones are alone is because they separate themselves purposely and they give themselves this loneliness mindset by saying that they have something completely different from everybody else. When in all reality, we're all humans on this earth. We all have a shared experience, and nothing is new under the sun. So okay, that's the first reason broken down why you are alone is because you choose to be.
Chosen ones often feel a deep sense of purpose. Even if the what isn't clear, they know they're meant for something greater.
So niggas make themselves broken alone and don't know why, but they do it. You're just wasting your life away.
They often feel like an outsider, like they don't fit in with mainstream society. I've often felt like an alien in a human body. And then sometimes I have to like pretend to be human to fit in, to be more normal. Chosen ones also have heightened intuition, empathy, or psychic gifts. Many of them have had early challenges like trauma, loss, or hardships that served as a spiritual catalyst. Many of them are truth seekers, so they question norms and crave deeper meaning. And they can see through the illusions of the world and often feel called to guide others out of it. Let me know in the comments if you feel like that resonated, like you are a chosen one. And if you are, keep watching.
If being a chosen one's being broken alone, then I'm not a chosen one. I'm the complete opposite of being chosen.
Without further ado, here are the 4 reasons why chosen ones often feel alone and they're broke. And then after I give you these reasons, I will go through why this is actually to your benefit and will lead to more money that you
It is your benefit to be broken alone, okay?
and probably your whole ancestral line have ever experienced.
Wow.
Number 1 is isolation for transformation. Chosen ones are often set apart from others so they can go through an inner transformation. Solitude leads to awakening, healing, and clarity. This is why so many monks go to a cave to meditate. They purposely isolate themselves.
Yeah,
so it's not a coincidence that you are alone.
Whenever you quiet down the noise of the outside perspectives, the outside world, and expectations and all this, you allow for your subconscious mind, the infinite intelligence, and the spirits and voices and powers of God to speak to and through you. That is true. I do agree with that. Okay, that's a good point.
Yourself.
But why does that make you broke though? What's up with the broke part of that though? I don't get the broke. Why do you have to be broke though? And it's like, yeah, I guess being alone is different from experiencing loneliness.
Literally seeked that out so you can have this transformation. They're often stripped of relationships, friendships, and things that no longer serve them. I remember, it must have been over 10 years ago now, where my psychic said that things will fall away from your life that no longer is in alignment. Even things like your clothes will be different. And this all happened, and it was so tumultuous and difficult for my ego to go through that shedding of my old self. But now, when I feel so much more in alignment, it feels so good. So
yeah, that is true because I recently just had another shift and aligned myself with a better frequency, a higher version that loves myself and respects myself a lot more. And I recently lost a friend or two that I held very dearly to me because of that. But I knew it was the right decision for me. So that's also how I knew that by shedding those people, I was making room for the new blessings and the new people that will love and nurture me and take care of me the way I need to be taken care of to come into my life, you know?
It was worth it. So really hang in there. Just like in the myths, the hero must go into the wilderness alone before returning with wisdom. The
Okay.
hero's journey, right? So remember, aloneness isn't punishment, it's preparation. I've
Okay.
struggled to find friends most of my life. I haven't had much of a social life. I remember in high school when the groups were forming of people and I would just jump between groups to groups because I didn't really fit in and I don't think I ever met anybody outside of school. And now I live on the countryside, so even less friends in my life now. And I remember thinking, like, am I not likable? Like, what is going on? And
Yeah.
then I followed on YouTube Ophelia and Tikal, which are like a twin flame starseed healing couple. And I did a reading with them, and I also downloaded their free Ascension
That sounds like the type of couple that's into swinging and doing threesomes and stuff.
scale. And what was interesting is that the more you've ascended, the less people you will be friends with usually. So when I saw that, I was like, like what a relief. And this is why I've seen so many people who feel alone, who are spiritual. This is why we're not freaks,
Okay.
like we're just ascended very high. Me and my partner, we're moving somewhere which is more social. There's more people our age, and I will make an effort to make some friends, but I'm not feeling this huge pressure that I need to have loads of friends like my sister and brother do, and what is expected in society. Reason
Right.
number 2 why the chosen ones often feel alone and are broke is because financial difficulty leads to detachment and grit. Being broke
Okay.
helps the chosen ones detach from materialism and build character. When you're
Okay.
not tied to money or status, you're
True.
free to question everything and find your own truth. If
Hey man, it's some I ain't gonna lie though. Sometimes it can be hard to find your own truth though when you gotta worry about paying bills, gang. Whenever you know what I'm saying, you gotta do the DoorDash, I don't receive my order method to get $20 in DoorDash. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie, man. Also, I think we mistake a physical action effect to change a cause, you know. As somebody who's been studying metaphysics and esoteric knowledge, it is not through working hard necessarily that gets you money, but just rather having an abundance mindset. It's no different than for all my fellas out there. Whenever you don't put your importance in women and you don't care about getting a girl, it makes it that much easier to attract them in your reality. Or whenever you get a girlfriend, it makes it that much easier because you're operating in an abundance mindset. You don't need. Versus when you need it, you repel it. You repel them because it's desperate energy. The same thing is for money. The same thing is for success. The same thing is for any other thing you want to attract in this life. You know what I mean? So, mhm.
forces you to surrender and have deep faith that the universe will provide. You realize what really matters: purpose, impact, love, and not status or possessions. And the good thing is that abundance often comes after the lesson of surrender. So affirm in the comments to claim: abundance is my birthright. Reason number
Yes.
3 is
Which is why you shouldn't have to suffer for abundance. Like I know that's a good point of what he says is normally after people let go after being so down low, only then do they get it. But that's not how I'm getting it. Um, if it's your birthright, it's like saying you have to suffer to get a nose, you have to suffer to grow hair, you have to suffer to grow your nails. This is your fucking birthright. This is what you were given since birth. It's your birthright. It's your birthright to attract and manifest whatever you want. So you shouldn't have to. You don't have to struggle for it unless you feel like you do.
that you are not meant to fit in. Like I said, I've always felt like I don't fit in, and my guess is that you felt the same in your life. You think differently, you question norms, you think differently, and you carry wisdom that others may not be ready for. And being cast out pushes you onto your soul aligned path.
I will say, bro, too. This is That's actually a pretty good point. I do feel like that sometimes, but also don't get so much up high on this high horse that you put yourself on an island, man. There's nothing like having nobody, bro, or at least feeling like you don't have nobody. That's a scary feeling that I don't wish on anybody. There was times where I felt like I had nobody. It was like if I would have just changed the way I felt about myself and changed the way I thought of this path that I was taking in life, I would have had a lot more support and it would have made a lot of things a lot more easier to get through. You know what I mean? So don't put yourself on an island either, y'all boys.
Lonely equals leader. You're being prepared to lead and not to follow. And if
Is
you
it?
feel called
Is this cope? This feels like cope a little bit. I don't know.
to share your gifts as a content creator, but feel overwhelmed where to start, then feel free to book a free business clarity consultation, link in the description. Reason number 4 is that pressure
Great
creates
video.